Indonesia's economy has grown at its slowest pace in nearly 2 decades. GDP in the first quarter expanded 2.97% from a year earlier. The export-reliant economy had already been struggling with weakening investment as well as a drop in regional demand, but the situation has been made worse by COVID-19. Now, adding to the economic woes, the agricultural sector is likely to be hit by an even harsher dry season this year. President Joko Widodo has warned 30% of the country will be affected. And Saiful Bahri Ismail joins us now. So Saiful, the impact of the coronavirus is already being felt and it's expected to get worse now.
Yes, that's right, Glenda. Indonesia's second quarter growth is expected to get worse as more areas in the country impose large-scale social restrictions. Now, currently, 4 provinces and 22 regencies and cities nationwide have implemented these partial lockdowns to curb the spread of COVID-19. There are already some 2.8 million people who have lost their jobs as a result of the lockdown measures. This would inevitably lower household spending. We are already in the month of Ramadan, and typically many Indonesians would be spending a lot on food and goods and services ahead of the Eid celebration. But the country has recorded unusually low inflation at the start of Ramadan in April as the COVID-19 pandemic reined in household spending. Some economists predict Indonesia may enter its first technical recession since the Asian financial crisis by the second quarter if Indonesia extends its partial lockdowns and the government's stimulus package does not work quickly enough. The government has allocated more than $28 billion to cushion the impact of the pandemic. On Monday, President Joko Widodo ordered the relevant ministries to accelerate the distribution of social aid and for it to be completed by this week. This could help boost consumer spending. Authorities are also mulling the easing of these lockdowns to get people back to work and to restart the economy. But many observers are saying it may be too soon to relax these restrictions.
Saiful, President Joko Widodo has also warned that the dry season this year is going to be much worse than usual. How will that add to people's economic woes?
Well, Steve, Indonesia's climate and weather agency is predicting harsher dry seasons in 30% of its regions this year. This would certainly impact the agriculture sector and millions of workers. Now, the sector contributes the most to the country's labor market, employing 27% of more than 126 million workers. President Joko Widodo has instructed the relevant ministries to put in place measures to ensure food security and price stability. Mr. Widodo said Indonesia must prepare from now by conserving water, prolonging the growing season by making use of the rainfall it has right now, and by managing stocks of food staples. Now, data from the Agriculture Ministry showed the supplies of some basic food commodities such as rice and corn are likely to be sufficient to cover the next 3 to 4 months. Areas that are likely to experience drier weather include palm-producing areas in Riau and North Sumatra, as well as main rice-producing regions in Java and South Sulawesi. Now, Indonesia is one of the top 4 countries in the world most exposed to factors such as flooding, temperature rises and drought. Now, last year, you might remember, Indonesia saw its worst drought since 2015, a result of changing season patterns caused by climate change.
Saiful Bahri Ismail, thank you.